Hey, welcome to day 3 of Blockfember. We are going to talk about self-sabotage today. So let's get into it. You should have watched the first video where we covered imposter syndrome, and I talked about why I started Blockfember, essentially to help entrepreneurs release the top 22 blocks to your success before 2022 or during 2022. Whenever you catch this, it's never too late to start releasing the most common 22 blocks to your next level of success. No matter if you are just starting out, if you're trying to hit 6 figures, multiple 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures, these blocks usually come up when anyone is trying to hit their next level. So it benefits anyone at any level to get started on releasing these blocks. So let's get started. So the truth about self-sabotage. Self-sabotage is actually self-protection. No one is really out to get themselves. No one's like, I want to ruin everything that you've built so far. No one actually says that to themselves. What happens is our subconscious mind has these beliefs that it holds on to, whether they were installed in childhood or past business launches or past experiences that created some sort of loss or pain. And so whenever you take action or try something new, that triggers that same kind of memory where you experience that loss or pain, your mind is going to do everything it can to protect you from experiencing that loss or pain again, because this new experience reminds them of that old experience. So in this case, anytime you try something new. So in the past, you may have tried something new or challenging and you failed and it really, really hurt you. So your mind is going to do that anytime you try something new. So you have to understand that self-protection and give yourself grace and try to ease yourself out of that. So let's talk about how self-sabotage actually impacts your business. 1, you constantly procrastinate. So this creates unnecessary stress and missed opportunities. Now, if you're someone like myself who's diagnosed with ADHD, you need to either talk to a doctor about getting on medication that works for you, or really, really start putting strategies in place that can help you get out of that procrastination bubble. 2, you listen to others and value their opinions over your own. Listening to others is great, but when you value their opinions over your own, that's when you have a problem, because then you are going to be constantly seeking external validation. And when you don't get that, you'll scrap your idea, you'll stop whatever you're doing that would have led to your success, just based on someone else's opinion. And oftentimes there are people that don't want to see you succeed. So you have to keep that in mind. 3, you are stuck in the past and you see past failures as proof of future failure. You can get out of the failure loop just by continuing to take on these challenges. Failure is when you stop and you give up. Eventually you succeed. Failure is actually part of the journey to success. 4, you are not consistent. You're having difficulty sticking with something until you actually get to see it through. So you just stop once you hit a snag or a bump in the road. So you try to, since you're feeling these feelings of, it doesn't give you dopamine anymore, you just hop on to the next one. So you never finish a project to see it to successful completion. So you're constantly going to sabotage it because you never actually hit that level of success because you don't stick it through. So that's why it's important for me. I know, like, when I'm working on a project or in the middle of a launch, if I'm losing my motivation, or if it feels painful to, move forward and I want to just hop and do something else, I stop myself and ask, what will make this more enjoyable? What can I do to stick to this I'll do everything I can to stick to something because I know that it is a self-sabotaging pattern. So you need to start asking yourself different questions and start to put fail safes and things in place to help you stick to the things that you start working on. 5, you end up going to extremes. People who go to extremes can be very focused, hyper-focused, but because it can cause you to live life out of balance more often than not, it also can lead to burnout. And so when you burn out, you can't do anything. So eventually you do end up failing because you physically can't move forward. 6, you start to sweat the small stuff, which causes you to forget your real vision. Why do you care that the link is a different color? Why do you care there's a typo on that Instagram post? Don't delete it. So many people liked it and shared it already. The message was clear. No one's going to say, why is there a T there? So for me, I posted the Blockfember intentions doc on Instagram, and there was typos in there or repeat intentions. I just posted the updated one in my stories and made it a highlight reel. I'm not going to go and delete that post after so many people shared it, because the vision is getting the message out there, getting these intentions into the right people's hands, right? So you have to focus on the vision and stop sweating the small stuff. Now, how to do this, how to stop self-sabotage, you need to start dealing with it and by understanding why you're trying to hold yourself back, why you're trying to protect yourself to begin with. So is this something that has to do with fear? You experience this fear, this loss. What are other more complex emotions involved? Like maybe someone told you that you're bound to sabotage, you're bound to fail, so you're holding on to that belief. You need to use these questions, take a screenshot of it. How does my life change if I succeed right now? What am I going to have to give up if I were to succeed? What kind of person do I have to become in order to succeed? Who might I lose from my life is if I succeed? So this happens a lot with my female entrepreneurs who are married or in a relationship. They see other people that have succeeded or excelled end up divorcing their partners. So now they're like, if I hit 7 figures, if I become a millionaire, well, I have to get a divorce. Will this affect my marriage? So oftentimes they hold themselves back just because that tiny seed was planted. What is the benefit of the status quo? What's the benefit of doing things like everyone else or keeping things the way they are now? What's the benefit of just working in my 9 to 5? Or what is it? What questions or changes can I avoid by staying where I am? You know, people want to ask you how you got here? Will people want to ask you for money? Like, what are you trying to avoid by staying where you are now? So these questions are key because we need to find out why you keep sabotaging your success. It could be based on the answers to these questions. Then you need to review the worst case scenario. So what? People start asking you for money. Say no. So what if your husband, you become the breadwinner? You can still make your husband feel loved and wanted and appreciated in other ways. Next, what beliefs led you to believe this is possible? So review the answers to your questions and write down the beliefs that are associated with those answers. Then you're going to start working on shifting those beliefs. So you ask yourself, is this belief really true? If it's not, what belief is actually true? And that's how you focus on those beliefs that are true to start to shift those beliefs to align with your goals. You can do this also. There are belief shifting affirmations that we created to help you stop self-sabotaging. And you can access it in the link below in my bio or just visit this address. And then you can also get the Stop Self-Sabotage Subliminal Set that's included in Master Your Beliefs. And Master Your Beliefs is actually the self-hypnosis system. So if you click the links below in the YouTube description or linked in my bio For Blockvember, you can get access to all of the subliminal sets and all the self-hypnosis systems. And I will see you tomorrow for the next block. Thanks for joining me.